Hmm. This is going to be a hopefully short her uh, visibility entry. I don't really have much to say. Nothing extraordinary happened today. Just went to work and got back, and it was a non-running day for me. I tallied up my numbers, and I'm at close to 580 miles for the year, the rolling year. So I'm already, 80 miles in the first 2 weeks of September. Um, that's pretty good for me, yeah. So I think I'm on track, pretty good, to get to where I want to be. And it's a loose goal. Nothing is fixed. Um, and today at work, I was uh, pondering my social relationships with a few people and not quite sure where they are. So, um, because people are just nice to me for whatever reason sometimes, and they do me little favors or things, and I don't know exactly how to thank them, or if because I thank them, but then it doesn't feel like I thanked them enough, or that I perceive that it appears that I've done something wrong in thanking them, or I haven't reacted correctly or said the right words in the right way, and I've hurt I've offended them somehow and then it's like, do I need to reciprocate this gesture and try to figure out exactly something to do for them, or do I need to ask, or or is it rude to need to ask for clarification, or is it just awkward? It's probably all of it. And just this is pretty awkward. Um, but it is how my mind thinks. Um, so today, I just appreciated people again, um, to let them know that their interaction with me, in the way that they have helped make my life a little bit better, especially when it was a stressful time. Because this past April, for the first time, I'd actually scheduled off vacation this year, like in advance, when you're supposed to, at this job, which I'd never had to before. At any other job, it was more like this is this is a much more uh, uh, mm, strict company, as far as rules and regulation. I don't know exactly how to. The other ones were more casual, I guess. Like, yeah, you want to take some vacation, take some vacation. Sure, why not? Just give us 2 weeks notice. This one, they want you to plan your vacation a year in advance, to let them know, because they've got a lot of employees to have to deal with and to manage schedules, and not everybody can take vacation all at the same time, and they have to go with seniority and things like that. So anyway, I did that, but back in April, I didn't realize that once it was approved, then it was up, the ownership is on the employee. They then go into the computer system and add their approved vacation, into the scheduling system to say that I am now unavailable for this week. It was approved. I would have just thought that human resources would have taken care of that as they approve them, but they don't, for whatever reason. I didn't know that. So when it came time for my vacation in April, um, yeah, I was on the schedule to work, and I was upset because I thought I had followed the procedure and done what I was supposed to, and it still didn't work. And I was like such a letdown and a failure. It was like, why? And I was visibly upset, and somebody, saw. And sorry about that. It's like a reflection. The sun is setting out there, and she showed me where. Um, she asked me a question, and I was like, about did I enter it into the computer? And I was like, no, I didn't realize I had to. And she was like, well, you do. And she showed me, and yeah, it's a little bit late now because it's already you're on the schedule, and you're going to have to talk to somebody about that. I can't help you with that part. And it's like, because she knows I don't like to talk, which I don't. But she asked me about it, and she found out, and I mentioned it, that my next week of vacation is the first week coming up in October. And she just showed me, and she helped me, and got that vacation locked in. And then I had to go talk to my supervisor at the time, who still is the guy, but I don't talk to him anymore. Even though he's still my supervisor. But yeah. Anyway, so I confirmed today that my vacation is still there, and I am unscheduled for that period of time. It looks like they've unscheduled me for longer than the week off. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't take my personal days, and they just threw on my personal days at the end of my vacation, which they sometimes do for me because I don't take days off or sick days, or I just, yeah, go to work. As I do. I don't know if it's not what as one does, it's what I do now. It's my just prerogative. It's easier for me to just go to work than to have to maybe try to call or explain like I'm sick. It's like it's just easier for me to just go and just be there and try my best despite whatever mood or yeah. It's probably really irresponsible of me, but it's the best I know how to interact with the world and not self-destruct. So today, getting to the point, I had asked her, because I needed help with something else, work-related, of course, to get something fixed in the system so I could help sell some product faster that was expiring. And she, just, it's part of what she does, and she was in the process of doing it for other things. And I just asked her to add a couple things onto the list for me, to help me with my work, so I can move this product out that I didn't want in the first place, but that just gets sent to me. And so she did. Then I, as part of thanking her for that, I let her know that I was still thanking her and appreciating how she helped me back in April, because I had just confirmed that my vacation in October is on the schedule as me being unscheduled, and how I just wanted to let her know that I remembered her helping me, and she seemed to really like that. So anyway, that's that little bit of story. Because I was thinking about it later, it's like navigating the diplomacy of human politics, and it's like reading people, and it's like, what do they want? It's like, but because then later, after that little minor success, somebody had brought me a coffee a couple days ago, and I thanked them. And they're just, nice, and they're just doing it to be nice. And I don't know, then it was awkward, like something, and I didn't understand. So then today, on my way out, I made sure to find them, and to let them know that I, just thanked them again for, that coffee. I was like, just want to let you know that was really thoughtful, and I, sincerely appreciate it. And I gave a little bow. So, and they seemed a little bit distracted at the time. So, I was on my way out, so I was like, okay, well, I just want to let you know. Yeah. So, and I was like, that might have been adding awkwardness or not. I don't know, but I feel clear. It's like, if there's no further interaction with either person, it's like I feel it's at a good place where okay, just leave it there. Whereas like with my supervisor, that I'm kind of still just letting him be, because I don't really enjoy interaction with him. Never have, but I did pretend at it to be civil and friendly because he is my supervisor. But he's caught on that I don't like him. And now he's all kind of moody and grumpy about it because I don't like him. And I can't help it. He's just kind of a large child. Um, and I don't think he would deny that, which is, it's not a bad thing. It's just not my type of personality that I would choose to have conversation with and choose for company or whatever. As far as like, no, I don't do that sort of conversation. It's kind of, it's just not for me. Um, so anyway, it's about the vaping situation too. That's what kind of started it. And the one guy is still doing it, and my supervisor won't correct the situation because he kind of helped it along because he was doing it himself. So the other guy is just like, you know, he thinks if it's not seen, it's okay, and it's like I can still smell it, and it's like it's not okay. But he would find ways to be lazy regardless. He would just be on his phone or doing, and just the work gets passed on to everybody else. It doesn't even really affect me. It's just the principle of it because I see that it affects other people. Yeah. Uh, so mostly don't even notice it because I'm in my section. I'm just taking care of my business and stuff like that. And then today is Friday, so I made, well, it's not a routine, it's not a habit, and I don't have to, but I made another contribution to the charity fund for the marathon that's going to be taking place soon. Um, and so I don't know why I do what I do. I can't be asked to explain it or my thought process of how I arrived at where I'm at right now. And I'm sure they don't understand either, but they just take it as, yep, yeah, that's what he does. And they're probably, who knows? I still have no idea if they have any sort of emotional connection or thought process or, like, is it all just what I'm reading into it? I don't know. And I wonder what any of their friends or whatever think. Because I've even wondered if they've set up um, as though I would have such, um, yeah, as though I was that important, um, alternate accounts because I am on their main accounts and I can see their, main activity. Like I wonder if they set up alternate accounts so they can like, 'cause they really need their privacy. They really should have their privacy, and I shouldn't be seeing probably as much as what I do, because I can read into it. I can hurt my own feelings reading it, and because that's how it is with me and interacting with other people. So if it's like that with me, then it's probably like that with her, where people's interactions with me, they, I, I don't even notice a lot of times, or if people are trying to get some sort of reaction or get some conversation from me, it's like, um, yeah, uh, and it's like I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to, do whatever it is I'm doing at the time. And they want attention or interaction or conversation, and I'm not giving them what they want. Then they get upset with me for not doing what they want. And then it's like they hurt their own feelings, like, why is this guy not paying attention? It's like, well, I don't want to. And it's like, I don't have to just because other people want me to do things. I don't have to then therefore do them. I am fine to just ignore conversation, and it's like, I'll try to be civil, but if people just on a consistent basis try to force me to converse with them, force me to interact with them, then it's like, I just want to not talk. Um, and people take offense to people that just don't want to talk. It's like, there's something wrong with that guy. No, there isn't. It just doesn't want to talk. Um, and it feels like a lot of times other people's feel that their needs always come first and supersedes, superimposes, takes precedence over whatever it is that I'm just naturally doing or not doing. Just working in silence. Well, obviously I'm wrong, because I should want to stop working and have a conversation, because that's what everybody else does. Well, I don't do that. I just do whatever it is I'm doing, and just until, and I will have natural little conversations as thoughts cross my mind, and I just want to share an anecdote or things like that. But I don't do the small talk, casual, good morning, what's going on, what's new, what's happening, sort of thing, like as a routine every day with every single employee that walks by. And I try not to encourage that sort of behavior, because I don't want to, on a consistent daily basis, have to feel obliged and compelled to make that small talk effort. And it just costs me so much energy to think about it. It's like I will just be an equal opportunity ignorer of everyone, instead of playing favorites and having a few people that I interact with, and might smile and develop and figure out a little bit of information about them, so I can have some sort of discourse. Most of the time I'll just choose to just keep myself in my own little blinded, deafened chamber, sensory deprivation chamber, and just focus on my work. Never mind that. Never mind that. Yep. Nope. Nope. Just gonna do what I'm doing. So it doesn't always work out. Sometimes people insist on getting attention, but just kind of being there, and then it's like, what's wrong with you? Because I don't want to offend people, but if they're constantly putting themselves in my path, I will have to hurt their feelings. I don't have to, but I end up anyway, just because I don't know how to get their behavior to stop. Just leave me alone. I didn't ask for this interaction. I don't want it anymore. And it's like, I didn't want it in the first place. I was just stopping because I saw something interesting, and I didn't mean to be cool, I guess, or interesting. So that's another defense mechanism, is just be less interesting. Don't be different. And that's another thing. So much for my short entry. Is that I was thinking about how people, they really liked me. People in recovery community, who have more of a history of me, they really liked the person who I used to be for them, before I found out that, about my autistic diagnosis, and started learning more about autism and spectrum-related thought patterns, and put things into perspective for myself. I'm still working on it, still thinking about it, still processing. But yeah, before 2018, as people got to know the still pretending person that still was working under the assumption that they were just like everyone else, just was an alcoholic and was recovering from a recovering alcoholic, and working on building up my life, doing like everybody else, just in my own little way, and then finding, and then still pretending and trying to be like everyone else around me, and trying to emulate and pretend and imitate how it is that I think everyone else wants me to be for them, because, well, I just assume that they know what they're talking about and they're right, and and I should want to be like them and stuff like that. It's like, no, it turns out, for the most part, no. No one knows what they're doing. No one knows what they're talking about. They're just doing what's they think is in their own best interest for themselves and the people around them. But then no one actually knows for sure what's correct or true. They're just doing their best. And so it's like my opinion, my way of thinking and doing things is equally valid. It's not less than or better than. It's equally just as good. If it results in better than how it used to be for me, if I'm getting results that I'm happy with, then it cannot be wrong. And people don't like that because it doesn't go with the message that they're trying to sell. And I'm doing it wrong. And if I'm happy, then, I must be doing that wrong too. It's like you get the impression that if you're happy, well, you just must be denying something, or, pretending something isn't happening, or you must be, hiding it, and you've done something wrong, and you're just, pretending that you didn't. And it's like, no, I'm just kind of happy and doing as well as I know how. It's like, you sure? And it's like, yeah. And if you're unhappy, that's great, because that means, you need help. And people love to help and to tell you how bad you are and how you should feel bad, and how they, it's like, because then they have this whole thing about like, well, you just need to pray to God, and hopefully it's God, because if you don't have God, then you're doing that wrong, and you should feel bad about that. So it's a God of their understanding, not my understanding. I'm not allowed to have that. It's my higher power, but it's their God, and it's like, ugh, it's terrible. And it's just a lot of hypocrisy and double talk. A lot of double talk. Oh my gosh. One thing's true until it's inconvenient for it to be true, and then the next thing's true to take its place, and then it switches places, and depending on the relevance, and then people just quickly forget. It's like, until you just kind of call them out on it, and they're like, oh, well, and it's just lazy thinking. I think so. Whereas I like to find something that's true against all situations, with the ability to be versatile and flexible. It's not rigid thinking. So, people are exhausting. I am exhausting. And I realize this. I stress people out. I stress myself out. The best thing I can do for the world is what I've been doing. It's like this imposed self-exile, which I have found out is what is the end result for a lot of autistic-minded people, based on our experiences throughout our entire life history of dealing with other people. We just end up giving up on the human race, humanity, society, civilization, and we'll deal with things as, when we have to. But for the most part, we just go into exile, just become hermits, recluses, because we're just never going to get good at dealing with people. I can only tolerate and sustain so much before I just need to go away and just be alone, where nothing's expected, no one's watching me, trying to figure me out, like trying to get eye contact, to read my soul, or like to see or get a glimmer of, what it is they should feel about themselves based on how I am. Like just pretend I'm not there. There's plenty of other people. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me, and don't worry about what I think about you. It doesn't matter what I think about them. How they feel about themselves should not be influenced by what I think about them. Because surely what I think about myself is not influenced by what they think about me. I think I said that right. For the most part, I just want people to just pretend I'm not there. The stuff will get done. Just don't worry about me. And then I'll go away. And so just, you don't have to worry about small talk with me. You don't have to worry about banter and the social stuff. So anyway, that whole culture of the diplomacy of human politics, or is it the politics of human diplomacy? It's just tiring. So that was my short entry for Friday, September 16th, 2022. I didn't go for a run today. Like I said, already said that at the beginning. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna go make some food and then call it a night. And yeah, the sun is setting in a little while, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. So until next time.